Hi, Aries. Welcome to your July 2023 reading. Things are crazy as usual in the world, just in general. Like every single time we turn around, something really weird is happening. Like things could always get weirder, but I'm almost like I'm not surprised. I mean, the sensitivity. I have no sensitivity towards anything anymore. It's very strange. Like things happen, and I'm like, I mean, it's been like a month, so I guess this is just on time. Like something else happens. It's very weird. I don't know if you guys feel that way too, but. So before we get started with your reading, we are starting our Patreon subscription back up starting July 1st. And the first of every month after that, I will be offering all of the rising sign astrology. So you'll get all of your astrology for each month on the first of each month, and then you'll get a mid-month reading. That's the tier that we have available right now. And in the future, we're going to be offering another tier that will have workshops from the teachers that you guys have seen here on the Love and Science channel. They're some of the most authentic and just really grounded. They embody the messages that they provide and that they give and offer to other people. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that subscription because the community that we're building here is amazing. Like it's beautiful. So it's going to be a great time. It's going to be really good. It's going to be fun. So hope to see you guys over there on Patreon. I do have my calendar open for July, and the 20% offering, 20% off. Using code SPRING23, SPRING 23, is expiring on Friday, June 30th. You will have until midnight Mountain Time, which is 2 a.m. New York time, to get your reading 20% off. Even if you have to schedule in July, that's all I have open now. Like the first half of July is already getting filled up already because people are taking advantage, and we really appreciate that. Yeah, in the live readings, those are going to be a little bit more harder to access in the future. It's just easier to manage my energy when I'm doing recorded readings. Like I'm still going to have live readings available, just not a lot of them. So if you want to get a live reading with me, now is the time to do it. It's going to be the lowest price. I'm done being a salesman now. Let's get into your reading. The power of surrender, Aries. Let's see what it is that you are surrendering, Aries, for July. You're going to make me work for it, aren't you? I mean, that's okay. I'm here for you. Let's hold some space for that fire. You guys are ready to pop off. So deep breaths. All right. We're going to just keep shuffling. We're going to keep shuffling until you find it. This is how you know that I don't force the cards out, because however long it takes for the energy, see, we're just going to do it. That's how you know. And maybe this is why it was taking you so long, because the message may not be exactly what it is that you want to hear. But it's really imperative. So surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Surrender to non-action. Do as much as you can, and then stop. doing. Stop doing, stop forcing, stop being something all the time to everybody all the time, right? Surrender to non-action. Surrendering to non-action and being still and listening to your breath and just kind of like existing in the present moment that you're in can really bring a lot of clarity to those decisions that you have to make. Man, expansion is going to be really, really great for you guys. The first card that came out is Temperance. See, surrender to non-action. You can alchemize things in your life even when you're not doing the most. You can create alchemy. Like, it is happen. It's possible. It happens. Whew. Okay. Temperance. First card that came out. 3 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles. Got it. 5 of Cups on the bottom row. 6 of Swords and the Chariot. So here's the thing. So you're ready for this expansion. Like, Temperance is, yes, it's very much about being in the present moment and like giving yourself patience. Like Temperance is literally giving yourself patience, but it's not just about giving yourself patience. Temperance is the alchemization of using your heart and your mind. There's a quality of emotion and logic when we slow down, and it can come together and we can create from that space. Even when there's chaos around us, even when there's a lot going on around us, it's very possible to go inside. That is a Sagittarius lesson. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius energy. You also may be dealing with a Cancer energy too, because we have the Chariot down here. But the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles are like the opposites of each other. You're waiting for your ships to come in, but you're restricting yourself from receiving anything. And the longer you restrict yourself from receiving anything, the longer you're going to be sitting in this 3 of Wands. Restrictions come from fear. We restrict ourselves a lot of times because of fear of the unknown. Sometimes we restrict ourselves with money or feel a lot of tension when it comes to money. And I'm bringing that up because it's Pentacles. And it's like a restricting feeling because we're afraid that we're not going to get more money coming in. The problem is if we're afraid that more money's not going to come in, there's no flow for money to come in. You're literally stopping the flow by being afraid that it's not going to happen, that the flow's not going to happen. So how do we get out of that? 5 of Cups, 6 of Swords, Chariot. We let the grieving happen. 5 of Cups. We allow ourselves to move from a rougher state of mind into a more calmer state of mind. You're literally changing the space around you when you make a decision to stop being so hard on yourself, or when you make a decision to stop being afraid to make a move because of what might be behind that door when you open it. If you never open that door because you're afraid, on your deathbed, do you think you're going to be like, man, you know what? I'm really glad I did not open that door. That one door that I really wanted to open back then, and it was just ready for me, waiting for me on the other side, and all I had to do was just accept that I already had the key to open it, and I decided to walk away. Do you actually think on your deathbed you're going to be happy about that? I mean, I hate to say it so brutally, but when I was faced with my mortality, I'm going to tell you guys a story really quick. And I said something like this on Twitter. I had an aha moment earlier this week. Brought me to tears then, might bring me to tears now. So please forgive me for that. I realized that when I was given my prognosis of 25 more years left to live in 2021, I was told that I literally, like I realized earlier this week, finally what that feeling was for me. And it felt like I was put on death row. Felt like I was literally going to be executed. And it was 25 years that I'd have to wait until I'd get there. And there, even before I could even be executed before then for a crime that I didn't commit, for something I didn't do. When you're faced with your mortality like that, you start thinking about all those doors that you didn't open up, and now you want to open them all up. Every single one of them. Because it doesn't matter anymore. The consequences don't matter. You know why the consequences don't matter? Because you are putting yourself in your own prison with your own consequences. You're beating yourself up before a thing even happens for you to beat yourself up. And if you're beating yourself up for something that you've already done, you can't change that. You can make amends with yourself and you can start to move on. And that's exactly what July wants you to do. July wants you to make amends with yourself so that you can move on. It's time for the journey to keep going, Aries. It's time. And like whatever it is, maybe it's not even making amends. Maybe it's making amends with and accepting what's happened. Maybe it's not even you have to make amends with. I say that because oftentimes even if I think I'm fighting somebody else, I'm actually fighting myself. Think about that one. Next time you start fighting somebody, I want you to ask yourself if you're actually just fighting yourself at times. You got the Magician on Temperance. The Magician clarifying Temperance. That's some heat. Whoa. All right. That's some heat. Some heat in the Aries reading. So you're surrendering to non-action and you're allowing yourself to be temperate, be present. That is manifesting things much quicker than if you tried to make things happen for yourself. 4 of Swords on the 3 of Wands. Stop waiting for your shit. Seriously, stop waiting for those things to come in. Stop waiting for it. Don't wait for it anymore. Stop waiting and get quiet with yourself. Stop looking into the future and get into that present and get quiet for yourself. The 6 of Pentacles on the 4 of Pentacles. Now listen. Sometimes we have to be aware of the lack of energy or the lack of material things or the lack of money that we have around us because we keep on giving to things that are meant to be dying. We keep on keeping it alive. Like, this is just an example. If you feel like you're meant to move somewhere, and that feeling has been coming for a while, and like maybe things stop working around you, or Like the energy just starts to shift in your space, right? But you keep on paying for the rent, or you keep on fixing the items in the house, or you keep on, like, if you keep on improving on the original space that you're in, instead of cleaning things out and throwing things away, and like, you can improve on the space by clearing the space in it so that you can start to move more freely and move outside of it more even, right? It's, like the Six of Pentacles is asking you where you're placing your energy. Where do you keep on putting your coins? Because everything is energy. Even material stuff is energy, right? So the pentacles can be anything that you are still giving to that really wants to be let go of. To let the energy free up, you have to be willing to open that receptivity again, right? That Six of Pentacles is telling you to give more instead of keep more, but give more to areas that are giving back instead, right? Okay. I'm not gonna hound you. I'm not gonna hound you. Sometimes people think that I'm lecturing them, and I'm really not. I get really into it. I just get really, really into it, and I get passionate about the read. So, Five of Cups. It's okay for those emotions to flow. It's very much, there are things that, need to be cared for. Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Sometimes there are things that need to be cared for, and we have to pay attention to that, The Queen of Cups on the Five of Cups. I feel like for some of you, you're grieving either a water sign from the past or just somebody that you were really super emotionally connected to. And I think that you really believed that there was a connection here. And there was. That's the thing is we so badly want to have like a villain in the story. And if you were treated poorly in the relationship, then you have to be able to, work through that, I'm not taking that away from anybody. But sometimes two individuals come together in alignment and they end up going two different directions when they're in the relationship, and then they become out of alignment. And sometimes there's just not a villain in the story. Sometimes it's just two people that are no longer meant to be together, right? And so the grieving process is that you have to go through that. Whether you got along with each other or you didn't get along with each other, it's still going to happen because it's somebody that you cared very much about, right? So whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether, whatever, somebody who's intimate and close to you, that is going to be something that will, if you process it now, you won't have to do it again later. And even if you do have to do it again later, it won't be so hard. You'll be able to be much easier on yourself about it. The King of Wands on the Six of Swords. This is your energy, Aries. Really showing up loud and proud. And that's the thing is you have the ability and the confidence to stand up for yourself and to be able to bring yourself into a better state of mind. Because that's what those swords are asking you to do. Those swords are like, you gotta put yourself in a better state of mind. And if that means you have to physically leave a place to get in a better state of mind, then do that. Whatever it is, it's going to help you get into a better state of mind. You can do that. That King of Wands is a very confident person. He's also extremely capable, right? He's the magician. He's a magician. Five of Swords on the Chariot. You can be your own worst enemy. Absolutely. You can absolutely be your own worst enemy. For some of you, you're dealing with a Cancer energy and you keep second guessing yourself about this Cancer energy. But the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords, these are lack mentalities, because they're the things that we're saying to ourselves. That Five of Swords is second guessing yourself. Second guessing your journey. The Chariot's your journey. The Chariot's your path. The Chariot's the direction you're going in. It happens in divine timing, but it's still there. So the Five of Swords is you being your own worst enemy in this situation. And then we have the Two of Cups, oh wow, and the World at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like a lot of this is like you're closing cycles when it comes to like your idea of what relationships were meant to look like or what they were meant to be. It's like the whole idea around what relationships are supposed to be for you. That's one of the things that is happening for you right now. You're closing cycles on what soulmates used to look like for you, and there's like and that it happened to me. It totally happened to me. So it happens. It totally happens. But this journey that you're on is very much asking you to show up for yourself in the softest ways possible. Softest ways possible. It's asking for you to take some time and rest. It's asking for you to stop beating yourself up because, you know, you're moving forward. The Cancer new moon that's going to happen is going to be really eye-opening for you, but it's probably because there's an ego battle that you're going to have around it. And that's going to be in your 4th house for Aries risings. But watch the astrology on Patreon for that. I'm not going to get too far into it, but that's what that made me think of. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting month for you. I'm really excited in a lot of different ways, but you're making things happen, whether you are actively participating or you're taking some time to rest. You're still making things happen and making things work and opening up energy for yourself. So remember that as you get through the bumpy and the difficult situations too. I love you guys. Bye.